Hey, good morning, beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing well and things are getting better. Every day is a better day. Hey, so this video is on mental well-being and financial knowledge. And you're probably wondering, where does that come from? Like, is it connected? Anyway, by the end of this video, I think you'll probably know that it is. And so you've been watching my videos for a while, and you know that I'm always telling you to control your thoughts and control your emotions, and be careful to what you're watching and you're listening to, and who you're hanging out with, and what advice you get. So this past week was very busy for me. I was on the phone a lot with students, and one follower and a few other people that were reaching out, past students reaching out for advice. And one thing that keeps coming up in all of these conversations is mental well-being, right? And how do you get that? When I worked as a police officer, I responded to a lot of calls and for service, and a lot of them, not a lot of them, but a handful of the death calls were suicide. And I remember doing those investigations and seeing all the suffering of the people that were left behind. So the person that was having the mental problems obviously ended their life because they thought that was the only solution. But they left behind pain, a lifetime of pain for others who are going to have to endure the ending of a life incident. So I wanted to talk to you about mental well-being, and how do you get to that point? I mean, like, how does a person get to a point where they say, I'm going to end my life because that's the only way I can end the pain, I can end the worry, I can end the stress. And, it starts with your daily activities. It really does, right? It starts with your daily activities. The older you get, the more you find out that sleeping in is not a good thing. Sleeping in is not a good thing. And you're like, well, how do you know this, Brian? Oh, trust me, I know. I've gone through a lot of stuff that you guys don't know. And one of the things that I will share with you that you probably don't know is that I've experienced a bit of depression on a personal level. There were some issues going on in my personal life where I experienced it. And so I read a lot about it to find out, what causes depression, what causes anxiety, what causes stress, what causes extreme worrying. And one of the things is, and I just repeated it, I'm going to repeat it because I just told you, is sleeping in. Sleeping in. So I don't know if you know this, but 2 hours before you're supposed to go to sleep, you're entering what I call ZEN Mode, right? So in ZEN Mode, you are not supposed to talk about anything negative, not supposed to have arguments with people. You're not supposed to, you're just supposed to relax and let your body go to sleep naturally. So if you want to try already logging into a ZEN Mode atmosphere, search online on YouTube for white noise for sleeping. And so white noise has the ability to kind of disconnect you from the worrying. So 2 hours before you go to sleep, you're on ZEN Mode. You're not watching TV. You're not calling your friend that wants to tell you about all the drama that happened today. You're not getting into an argument with your significant other or arguing with your kids. You enter ZEN Mode. And when you first start doing this, it's amazing that others around you are just upset. I experienced that in my own life. People are like, what do you mean ZEN Mode? What is this all about? This is you disconnecting at the end of a long day and allowing your body to go to sleep. So before we proceed forward, your bed, right? Your bedroom should not have a TV, okay? Your bedroom has a bed in it so you could sleep or have sexual intercourse, make love. I know it's uncomfortable for some of you guys to hear that. I don't know why. Why am I saying this? Because you need to discipline your body so that it understands what that bed is for, right? The bed is not to sit there awake worrying about life. That bed is to sleep, and the other thing I just told you about. And so as soon as you wake up, as soon as you realize you're awake, it's time to get up from that place that you've labeled ZEN Mode. You've labeled a place where you go to sleep. And so as soon as you wake up, that very moment that your eyes open, you should jump out of bed, go to the toilet, do your business, and then get in the shower and start your day. Start your day. And that moment from when you wake up to when you taking a shower, you're like, you're sharp. Those first 2.5, 3 hours from the minute that you wake up, that's where your brain is the sharpest. That's where you can like work on, a journal, a daily journal, what you're gonna do with your life in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? And so, and then you want to eat healthy, right? You want to take a shower and you want to eat healthy. Remember, you put shit into your body, you get shit out of it, right? You need to learn what gives you energy. You need to not drink too much coffee or caffeine. You need to stay away from sodas. You need to start learning what the word organic means and what foods are good for you, right? Your body craves things. And trust me, your body knows what's good. If you don't believe me, if you eat some shit, right? Some shitty, greasy, plug your arteries kind of food, give you a heart attack in a few years, your body will start aching and complaining. Hey, what did you put into me? That kind of stuff, right? So all of this that I'm telling you, all of it has to do with mental well-being, all of it. Your body needs that rest, that sleep. Your body needs it. And most often, once you get into the Zen mode, you will do like I do. I go to sleep very early. I wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning without an alarm clock. My body is trained to sleep, right? Again, others around you may not think this is the greatest thing. They may believe you're getting disconnected, and in a way you are, and it's important to get disconnected at the end of the day, right? You've been sharp at work, you've been trying to solve everybody's problems, you've had to deal with, whatever it is, homework assignments, relationship matters, whatever, and then now your body's tired and it needs to go to sleep. Let it enter the Zen mode. Let it go to sleep naturally. Turn on that white sound. And one more thing is you got to completely black out your room and maybe put something over your eyes, like a black t-shirt or something like that, or have those little eye shutter things. There should be no light in your room whatsoever. Why? Because it affects your REM sleep, right? Your REM sleep. And in a minute, I'm going to summarize all this, so don't disconnect, okay? Very important. So anyway, so then you're at breakfast time, and now you're not checking your phone. If you are, it's only to listen to maybe nutrition advice. Somebody wants to give you advice on what to eat for breakfast that's healthy for your body, but you're not checking your messages, you're not checking your email, you're not responding to text messages or your social media. This is your time, just like the 2 hours of Zen before you go to sleep is your time. When you wake up in the morning, this is your time, this is your quiet time, right? If you're into coffee, I told you earlier not to drink too much. I drink some here and there. Grab a cup of coffee and then just walk outside while it's still dark and just kind of listen, Like pause your life, like allow yourself to meditate and to relax and to breathe fresh morning air and maybe to watch the sunrise come up, right? Maybe this is the first time you've actually got outside and got to watch the sun come up since you were a kid, right? And so then your day starts, right? And I'm not going to spend too much time going over what to do, when to do, type of thing. But this is a good start for your mental well-being, right? A very good start for your mental well-being is doing what I just told you about the Zen mode, about allowing your body to go to sleep naturally, right? Melatonin is it's something that you could also take, those chewable melatonin things, and it'll relax you. What I don't like sometimes about melatonin, it kind of drags in your system the next day and you don't wake up as sharp. So also before you go to sleep, you should stop eating hours before you go to sleep. So you should stop eating at 5:36 if you're going to go to bed at 8, and then you should stop eating so that your body finishes digestion process while you're standing up, and then your metabolism slows down before you go to sleep, right? That's just normal for a human being to go through this, right? So I told you in the beginning of the movie or the video that I was going to tell you about financial well-being. Why do I want to cover that when I'm talking about mental well-being? Because your financial attitude has a lot to do with your mental well-being. Principally, like mainly, how you spend your freaking money. What kind of decisions are you making in your life that are very bad decisions when it comes to money. You're not saving, for one thing. Somebody pays you $10, you're not saving 2 or 3. You're freaking blowing all of it, right? Then some of you are getting those credit card offers in the mail, and then you want to just, oh yeah, I'm 18, yeah, I'll get a credit card. Biggest mistake of your life, right? Oh, but I want to build my credit. Okay, as long as you can pay off the credit card at the end of the month, then yeah, build your credit. If you can't, don't go into credit cards. Oh, but I want to get a newer car. Are you sure? You're sure that a newer car is the thing to do right now? Or should you wait, maybe get an older used car until you could save some money and then buy a newer car, right? You get paid, what's the first thing you do? They say the first thing to do is to pay yourself. Put some money in your savings and then pay your bills on the first of the month, right? And then have a savings. If you have a savings, when things go sideways on you, you have a little nest egg to fall back on. If you have a zero savings, then that's something that could cause you some mental worrying, right? Kind of like what I was telling you earlier. If you don't put those things in place, it's not going to happen. I'm going to pause here. It's not a commercial, but I'm going to pause on something. I do these videos to give you guys some life advice, to kind of get you on the right track, to be successful, to just do what you need to do. Every once in a while, and I get a lot of good comments. I get a lot of feedback. People reach out to me and say, Brian, man, I really appreciate these videos. They're really helping me. I needed to hear this today. And then every once in a while, I have the pessimist comment. And they say, you know what? Be careful. You're driving. You're on video. I laugh because you're driving and you're not on video, but you're wasting your life. Yeah, you're wasting your life making bad decisions. So you should appreciate that somebody like me is on here trying to give you some life advice, right? So you can be a pessimist and you could find the spots on the window, or you could be an optimist like I am, and you could decide to look through the window and see opportunities. So I really want you guys to listen to opportunities. This video is covering your mental health, your mental well-being. Be careful about getting addicted to prescription drugs. Be careful about your actions, your behaviors. Who are you hanging out with? What are you listening to? So let's go back to financial advice. All right, so our parents did not teach us about what to do in terms of finances. Our parents did not teach us. Our school did not teach us how to deal with our finances. The way the economy is made is that the majority of the people are expected to graduate high school and go out there and incur debt so that they will spend their majority of their lives paying interest and paying their debt. And so the sooner you realize that it's important to save $1, it's important to save $10, it's important to have a savings account. And even before all that, it's important for you to stop going crazy in terms of finances. When you apply to these law enforcement agencies that I mentioned before, there's 4 areas that they're going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at your liabilities, right? Your assets, your income, and your expenses. Those 4 things. I hope you remember those 4 things, right? So if somebody gives you $5, you need to save $1. Somebody gives you $10, you need to save $2 or $3. And when I say somebody, like, you know, your boss, right? You're working part-time. So learn as much as you can. I'm not an expert in finances, but I will tell you this. I've cut up most of my credit cards, and I have 2 major credit cards from 2 different banks, and I have several checkings accounts just in case one ever freezes and I need to get gas to come back home. It's not a good idea just to have one account, because what happens at the same bank, by the way. And so finances, learn early, right? Learn early so that you can remove your worry, your stress, your concern for the future. Oh my God, what's going to happen? And so the last thing I will tell you is that your thoughts expand, right? Your thoughts expand. So if you're worrying about stuff, about shit, as I call it, you're bringing negative thoughts into your mind, and that is what's going to happen with your future. So instead of worrying, you need to like reset your brain, right? Have you guys ever watched that Cesar guy that trains dogs? I know it's an off topic. And the dog is all angry, and he comes up and he does this, like he does this, and the dog kind of looks at him like, what did you just do? And then the owner of the dog is in shock because the dog is now doing a trick. If you don't believe me, go online and find those videos. But anyway, your brain needs that every time it starts worrying about shit. You need to snap out of it. You need to put thoughts into it that are going to benefit its future, not allow it to wander. This is why I told you, you wake up, don't stand in bed, don't just lay in bed. And what happens if you lay in bed, you're wondering? Shit starts coming into your brain. Our brains are wired to think this way. Our brains are wired to start like worrying about, what if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? And then a lot of you will take it one step further, right? You're laying in bed, you can't, you wake up, but you don't feel like getting out of bed. So your brain's like, oh my gosh, what if you get fired today? Oh my gosh, what if your significant other leaves you? Oh my God, what if your house gets repossessed? What if a foreclosure comes through? What if this, what if that? And then if that's not bad enough, some of you guys will go out there and turn on the daily news, the fucking poison of it all, right? Oh, today on the news, a major accident, so many people died, disease is this, disease is that. Oh my God, right? So anyway, I'm gonna cut this video short. You're thinking, no, this wasn't short, Brian. But listen, if at least one of you is listening to my advice, and if at least one of you put it to work, like put it to use, and it changes your life, then I've done my job. I'm not here to get ratings. I'm not here to get those comments like, oh my gosh, why are you recording yourself while you're driving? I'm here to give you life advice that if you put into place, like if you put those things into place, you're going to live a successful life. Trust me on this. But it needs that moment to snap your brain, to snap your attention away from negativity and into positivity, right? Please listen to this video again if you missed some parts on it. Pass it to others who maybe are having some mental well-being problems. I'm not an expert. I am an academic doctor, and these things that I'm giving to you guys on this video, I've applied in my own life, and it works. Others have applied in their own life, and it's worked for them. So you need to really pay attention, right? And someday, if you do follow these things and you're older, you're going to realize just how important the advice that I gave you in this video is, right? So please do subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video, do like it, and pass it on to others, because remember, the more you help others, the more you're helping yourself. Thank you for listening. I love you guys. Do take care of yourselves. Until the next video.